I felt through the beginning of my career, I've always been quite happy in terms of results. It was clear, tangible results. You could see year to year I was showing my progress, which I was quite proud of because it's not easy to do. I think each year you see always from cadets to juniors to seniors, a lot of talented players, they kind of drop off or they go through a good year and then you don't see them for a while, they stay the same level. Leading into 2022, I'm still now very proud of this year. It was a really big breakthrough year for myself. I came off a really big high in 2021, ending the year in the World Championship quarterfinals. A lot of people at the time saw it as kind of just like a flash in the pan, and perhaps I had a good draw and it was hometown, but my level was still nowhere near where I was kind of competing at. And I think in 2022, I started the year off strong directly with a huge win over world number 4 Harimoto in the Singapore Grand Smash. Result after result, my confidence was growing. I was playing super well. I think throughout the whole year of 2022, leading up to my break in December, I only lost 1 or 2 players outside the top 20 in all WTT events. I was proving not just to myself but to everyone else as well that my ranking, my results belongs to be where it's at. I started my new year off in August, new season off with TTF Lieber-Ochsenhausen, where I was also 7-0 in the German league. It just felt like everything was going my way. The confidence was high. I was really enjoying the training where I was living. I felt like every result that was tight was going my way in terms of the results. It was 2-2, I would somehow take the match. I was thinking in my head, nothing can stop me. I started off the year 2022, I believe in 35, 36 ranked, and by December 2022, I was in the top 20, which was a huge milestone in my career. And I want to say, with all humility, a big breakthrough for all people playing table tennis in the USA, because it's not every day you see an American flag in the top 20 players in the world in table tennis. For those who don't know my story, all professional athletes, we go through international drug testing. We're on a kind of a 365 schedule where we always can be drug tested at any time to make sure we're clean. Testing positive or missing 3 drug tests out of competition, so which means they can show up anytime, anywhere, would result in a suspension. They concluded I missed 3 drug tests, and it started what ended up being a 17-month suspension for myself. Since I've been, I think, 13 years old, I've been on US national men's teams, which has put me in the international drug testing category. For us American athletes, it's called USADA. Definitely fault my own, and some unfortunate circumstances, I missed 3 tests, with the 3rd test being in September 2022. At the time when I missed it, to be completely honest with you, I was very confident that it would be okay in the end. After digging in, reading more about how the cases worked and what the process was like, my positivity went quickly downhill as I realized it's not easy to win these cases. The period from September to when I was finally suspended in December 2022, it was that whole process. I was still competing. I was also in the midst arguing my case, which USADA court case. So the whole time while I was competing, those months, I was competing knowing I'm facing a possible suspension. It was a very stressful time for myself. You couldn't see it. I didn't tell anyone. Didn't feel the need to. I always felt inside I was going to win this case somehow. It just had to be. There's no way I could be suspended. After a long case, USADA decided from their judgments that it was a missed test. It concluded in a 12-month suspension, which later became a 17-month suspension. When I first got the news, it was kind of unbelievable. For so long and so many months, I was under so much stress. I was like not sleeping well. It's hard to imagine, right? You feel like you're gonna lose everything, and that's how I felt. Or like a little bit like a slap in the face. I didn't even know what to expect. From one moment I was competing, I just became top 20 in the world. Everything was going my way. The next one I was suspended. Not just suspended for competitions, but also placed with heavy training restrictions. It was a tough period. A lot of people, I think, lost faith in me. They kind of looked at me a different way. Perhaps also sponsors with the club. It's not easy to share news that you're suspended from the sport. Of course, financially also, it was a hit. It did take me a bit of time to process it. Kind of like I didn't even know what my purpose was in life. This table tennis is what I love to do. I've never taken a long break before. Perhaps the most scary thing, even at the time I got suspended, was knowing I'm going to have to restart from zero a long time later, where perhaps I don't know if I can reach the top again. I think in the end, I was quite proud of myself because I always kept a level head. Quite a big believer in stoicism. Even when things look tough, just try to stay level-headed, appreciate what I have. The time actually flew by in the end. I think people in general, we adapt fast to situations. I kind of accepted this is what it was. I tried to not be too into the sport like I normally am. I didn't really follow much TT results. It was like kind of too painful to watch, especially when I turn the live stream and I see players playing, and inside I know I can beat them, but I'm not allowed to play. So I stayed away too much from watching results, focusing on the competing sport and just kind of living my life, spending more time at home as well, which was really nice after so many years abroad. Yeah, before I knew it, I was already seeing the return in March. It was definitely, I think, a process that had silver linings, because I don't know how many chances I've had in my life to take time off from the sport and to do it without having to compete, without having to stress about my shape, my form, just the constant hectic travel of all the different time zones, different traveling, always being under pressure. The matches, that all kind of went away for a while. So in some ways, I really appreciate that time. Although the suspension went quite smooth in the end, better than I would have expected, especially mental-wise. Speaking with some of my friends, my coaches, I knew possibly the toughest moment would be actually the time when coming back. Now, I love competing, but I knew it's going to be a new process for me. I'm starting again from the ranking of 0. For those who don't know, there's thousands of players. So from going from the top 20 all the way to 0 points to really fresh start, new beginning, it was a bit scary. Actually, my first event coming back from the suspension was the US Olympic trials, a day after my suspension officially ended. A lot of people know I'm the USA's #1. So I think I'm quite clear on that. My level is stronger than everybody else in the country, but at the same time, the stress was incredibly high. I mean, coming off 17 months, I had no idea where my level was at, especially in a real match, competing from 0 to so much pressure. Olympic trials, the stress was high. In the end, I won it quite clearly, and it actually gave me a lot of confidence to come back directly, play 9 best of 7s in the US Olympic trials and take them all. It gave me a lot of confidence and also a lot of match experience and match feeling after such a long break. It was almost like a perfect start for myself. Get that tournament out of the way and to do it successfully. I came into the WTT year with very low expectations. I knew this process could be very long to get back. This was Olympic year for everybody. Everybody's focused with the Olympics, meaning the WTT events were also extremely stacked, with top players playing almost every event, including the lowest event, the WTT feeder events. And everybody wants ranking points to have a high seed in the Olympics. My main focus was qualifying for the Olympics. However, I followed up that amazing victory in the US Olympic trials by winning the WTT Düsseldorf feeder. Now, although it sounds like a feeder, the WTT Düsseldorf feeder is easily the strongest event, I want to say, as a feeder. The level is incredibly high on it. I really didn't have much expectations going in. I was thinking maybe win a round or two would be pretty good. I mean, some of the best players in the world are here. Everything kept going my way. I had huge wins over Japan Olympic team member Hiroto Shinozuka, one of the top Bundesliga players, Feng Yi-sin. I ended it with a huge win, one of the top 3 players in Korea, An Jae-hoon. I think it's always going to be something special in my career. I really, still even now, I can't believe it. I felt going into the finals with An. He's been playing so incredibly well for years, but especially in this period, he was playing really well. It felt like a storytelling, you know, like coming back 17 months and to win the tournament directly. Couldn't believe it. As good a start for a comeback as you could possibly imagine. I think already with that victory, so many people kind of opened their eyes again. Oh shoot, Kanak Jazz back. For myself as well, it gave me a huge boost in confidence. The main focus was always Paris Olympic Games. In table tennis, this is the biggest sport. This is the highest of highs. This is the brightest lights, especially for myself being from USA. This is the only time we get mainstream coverage.
One of those countries that are really good at things you could have never guessed, United States of America, men's table tennis. Our guy Ja just moved to the round of 16, which is the furthest that a singles competitor has made it for the United States in the table tennis Olympics ever, I do believe. Wow. He played at 6 a.m. this morning. It was impossible to find any footage of him, so Tone Diggs actually recorded his computer screen. Yeah. And it wasn't even the whole match. It was just the highlight of how it ended. And that's our guy on the far side. Don't like that he's not wearing USA colors, but he's got the flag on his chest and he's got a sick over forehand. Boom! And his backhand's filthy. His serve is nasty. And his story from California, he'd be the youngest player on Team USA. Then Tokyo doesn't do great. Then this year he was gearing up to have his best one ever. Still focused full in on table tennis. His entire life, his entire being, he's chased his dream of being a table tennis superstar.
I knew once I qualified for it, doesn't matter what my ranking is at the time. I know what the level I'm capable of playing. I'll take my chances with anybody. In the end, the seeding I feel in the Olympics, as long as you don't play the Chinese, of course, is a bit overrated, because in the end it doesn't matter once you reach there. You have to compete. The Olympics, somehow, I always knew it was going to be special for myself. Even when I was suspended, my first thought was, am I still going to be able to qualify for the Paris Olympic Games? Because, I don't know, having so much time off, it gave me more time to think about what I want to accomplish and what my goals are in my career. The Olympics was always in the back of my mind. I was always even telling my father, I'm going to do well at the Olympic Games. And he would be like, calm down, you know, you have to qualify first. It's qualification not easy. And I said, I know, but somehow I'm sure that this is going to be my event. I went to the last 16, making history for Team USA, the first athlete from USA to top 20, Cho Dae-sung, Greek legend Panagiotis, eventually bowing out to the eventual Olympic champion, Fan Zhendong. the brightest lights. I proved once again what I'm capable of. So many people who just follow the sport in the US, people even spoke to me that I never met and from other countries, and they really couldn't believe what I accomplished, because 1 year ago I wasn't even playing, and it was very emotional for myself as well. I'm not an emotional person. Like I said, I believe a lot in keeping your emotions at bay. Actually, before every match I was even crying because I knew how much of a journey it was to get to this stage. The atmosphere was amazing, the crowd was crazy, the conditions were perfect. That was really something special. I'm going to remember taking on to the big one, which is LA 2028. I finished 2024 very strong. The second half of the season, I actually was among the, I think, the top 3 or top 5 performers in the Bundesliga. You guys follow in the Bundesliga series. You can check that now, looking in as it's March 2025. I do feel I appreciate every moment more since being back. Ranked 26 in the world, coming back from 0, which I'm very proud of. I've taken titles such as the Pan Am Cup, the US Open, going to the Olympic last 16, winning the WTT Düsseldorf feeder. So it's been so many already special moments since being back. I honestly will say I did not expect to be as far along as I am now when I came back from this suspension. So it's been truly a fantastic year. So guys, that's been it. That's been 1 year back from the sport. So many victories, WTT Düsseldorf feeder. I won now the US Open in December for the first time in my career. Pan American Cup, being back world rank 26. It's truly incredible. I never would have expected this coming back so soon and so fast. So it makes me feel really good inside. And to all you guys watching, one of the things I really wanted to do when I came back, and something I thought about a lot during my time off, was trying to bring a lot more of my career and my life to you guys, because I felt so much support during my suspension, of course some negativity as well, but a huge amount of support in my comeback during the Olympics. All this period, I feel so much love. I know I'm the only professional player playing the sport in the US on the men's side, the only player at the top level. It means a lot to me, and I'm always carrying that energy with me to the tournaments, even no matter where it is. Thank you so much for following the journey with me. It's actually been incredibly fun for myself to share a bit with you guys, and as well to see your feedback, see your comments, and know many of you guys are enjoying the videos. That's just awesome for me, and it always makes me feel good. Please make sure to subscribe and continue following the journey. It means a lot to me. I'm gonna make sure to keep performing my best for you guys, bringing USA to new heights heading into LA 2028. Thank you so much. Guys, wanted to quickly announce the winners from the giveaway for episode 5. So big congrats to the winners at Explorers4208 and at Promeet. This was 5206. We'll be in touch shortly to send you guys the shirts. Big congrats, and looking forward to do more giveaways in the future.